Okay, so I thought today do a post about the third place match in Brazil between the Dutch and the Brazilians. Gotta say, not really feeling the third place match, at least at this World Cup. I know that Louis van Gaal really critical about it, and he really doesn't want to play in the game today. I think, though, the game's going to come down to really how much the Brazilians want it. I really, like I said, don't think the heart is into it, and I imagine that Louis van Gaal will probably play a lot of players that he hasn't played, or at least a lot of the bench players who haven't had a lot of time in this World Cup. I think, like I said, it's going to come down to really how the Brazilians feel. I know that they need a measure of success, especially after the trouncing by the Germans. So it really come down to them. I imagine it's going to be something like 3-1 to Brazil, only for the fact that they really need something to kind of cap off the World Cup. I just can't see them walking away or not really caring too much about this game compared to the Dutch, who really aren't there. They don't have their heart into it. I remember '98 when they had such a great run, and they unfortunately lost to the Brazilians in the semifinals. And then, of course, I expected them to destroy the Croatians just for the powerful side that they had, and they ended up losing. I think it was 3-1. So I think it's going to be something like that. And I really actually like what Louis van Gaal said about the third place match. It really should be scrapped. I don't think it has much of a point so much anymore. Though I will say, though, that in certain circumstances, it's a really nice game for the World Cup to have. I think like 2002 when we had Turkey versus South Korea, that was a really nice game to have. That's maybe also England versus Italy. That was another great match. But the third place matches are either, they're usually just not very good, and I imagine that this one's going to probably follow the same suit. But we'll see what happens. Obviously, I'm hoping for the Dutch to, go ahead, pull off a victory, and head home, at least with the third place medal. But I expect the Brazilians to come out there, play some different players, but really just go after it, at least to have that measure of success nothing's going to be as successful for them unless they have won the World Cup, but at least third place is better than fourth place, so we'll see what happens.